And I've got with me Millicent, Laura, Tom, Ryan and Macaulay, and they're all starring in Bad Advice, which is on at 2022. Would you like to tell us a bit about your performance?
Yeah, absolutely. So our writer is called Ellie Kerrin. He did his BA at Oxford and then moved to Cambridge, where he met Ryan, who was part of the Cambridge Theatre Group?
Yeah, just general Cambridge Theatre. So we had a contact, we wanted to put something on at the Greater Manchester Fringe, and that's how Bad Advice was born. So it was originally played in 2014 in the summer to sort of sell out audiences in Cambridge, and now he's sort of given me Sashil's permission to take it up here and give it a bit of a reprisal with a bit of a tweak in script, really.
A bit of heritage theatre then.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't quite go that far. I think it still counts as new writing. It's had five performances before.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Cambridge Footlights, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Sort of setting aside the sort of stand-up comedy, but certainly I think it was perhaps with that in mind. Sort of a comedy sprung out of it that happened to be an hour long.
Are you all starring in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're all in it.
It's an interesting concept. It's from Jim's perspective. So our central character, he's just coming out of the closet, but he's also struggling with mental illness. So he has several voices in his head, which Millicent, who plays Good. How would you describe your character?
Good is I think she's kind of this overbearing mother figure, as Bad calls her sometimes, but she's got this like neurotic thing about her, like she just wants the best for him, but sometimes I think what she thinks is best for him isn't what he wants, and I think he kind of comes to terms with his own mindset rather than listening to everything that's going on around him, which is quite immoral at the end.
Quite an important issue, really, isn't it? Mental health issues.
Definitely,
So, although it's a comedy, there's a really serious issue to that, and obviously the other issue as well, isn't it? Serious things about people realising who they are and accepting certain things about themselves.
Yeah, it is about that. I think it tries to tie in all of the issues that obviously everyone to some extent faces, probably not in their physical manifestations of voices being on stage, but to some extent sort of good, bad, a narration voice that sort of plays over everything that you do, and Jim manages to grapple with that, however unsuccessfully.
Well, that's interesting, because the voices inside his head, as Ryan said, are actually physically represented by actors on stage. So I play Bad, so I'm the bad advice, or the negatives, but kind of leading him astray, but also when you look in the mirror and you look awful, what are you doing, and just give up, basically. And then we've got narrator, played by Tom.
The narrator is he is a voice, as much as he doesn't want to admit it, and he tries his very hardest to just kind of narrate and not really get involved, but you see throughout the play he does actually start to get more involved. And then as he's kind of showing how Jim's life's come about, and then he sort of starts to lose control as you get more and more closer to present day, and so his the way he acts changes once he realises that Jim's taking control back in his own life, starting to tell me what to do. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see the development of just trying to keep out, but then he also gets interested and has to start getting involved in the situations that Jim faces.
And we've got Jim's first foray into the dating world, played by Macaulay, love interest Paul.
Yeah, Paul's Jim's first kind of gay relationship, and he kind of teaches him how to be comfortable in his own skin, because I was a scene where they're kind of in public and they want to kiss, but Jim's a bit too afraid. And Paul's like, listen, you can't be afraid of who you are, and there's a scenario with an ex-girlfriend, and Paul kind of has a bit of a sassy moment. So he starts off as a bit of a mystery man, you don't know too much about him, and then he starts to come out of his shell, and you see he's got this confident air which he passes on to Jim in some ways. So he's a bit of a learning curve for Jim. Pause.
I think it's kind of like it shows that you gain something from every relationship, even if it's like unsuccessful. Even if you're not together forever, you always learn something from everyone you meet, right? That's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah, so Bad Advice is kind of a coming-of-age drama with a lot of serious issues and quite a good overall message when you get to the end of the play, but it's also really funny.
It's
funny.
It's dramedy.
And so there is a lot of physical comedy involved as well, with the voices in his head being on stage and surrounding him.
Very like fast-paced, witty kind of British humour, I'd say.
Yeah, a lot of interaction with the
Got an answer for
characters.
everything.
And even
haven't
the
they?
audience is like a good breaking of the wall, like the fourth wall sometimes, so that gets them involved as well, so it allows them to, you can laugh if you want to.
So if that makes sense and sounds intriguing, come and see it. And if it's really confused you, come and see it and find out more. Really.
Well, I suspect there's a lot of issues that people are dealing with, and it'd be good for people to sort of see those things, won't it, and perhaps understand, and give them a clear idea, and perhaps, people sometimes struggle on their own, don't they?
Yeah. I think the most important thing is about a comedy, and sort of a one-act comedy a lot of the time, is rationalising things and putting it into perspective. So Jim is having all these issues, and these issues, yes, they are real, and they are things that people can face and something that can be upsetting, but at the same time, he gets by and the audience get by laughing at it, and the main part of the play, you're not going to be thinking, oh, isn't this a serious issue? You're going to be thinking, this is hilarious, hopefully. Yeah. Look at the situation he's got himself into, and ultimately helping people to cope at the same time.
Yeah, it's a good way to get people talking about issues. If it is okay and it does happen, and you can have a laugh at yourself, but also understand the overriding message of it.
Yeah. I think a good story needs light and dark, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
You need your serious side and the comedy side as well.
Comedy's like the classic way to make something accessible as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Now you're on at 2022. Can you tell me where that is? Because I've never actually been to 2022.
Do you wanna...
So we're in it's the heart of the northern quarter, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. So we're performing not on a ping pong table, but
No.
side room of a ping pong bar. But yeah, we saw a few venues, and it's a great sort of setting.
It goes with the vibe of the play and the feeling of it. And the Northern Quarter is fantastic. It's a great part of Manchester. It is a ping pong bar. What 2022 is, but the room that we're in is private. But feel free to play ping pong after the show.
As long as it's not during the show.
No, not during.
So you've got a matinee performance as well, haven't you, at 2:00?
Yes. So we got two matinees across each day. At 2:00 and then again at 7:00. So nice and hectic for us, but easy for people to get there, which is better than being on it.
And only £5 a ticket.
£5 a ticket. So it's Sunday the 23rd of July, 2 p.m. and 7:30, and Sunday the 30th of July, 2 p.m. and 7:30 again.
Yeah, so it's on 1 week, and then the following same day the week after, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, big thank you for your time this afternoon. I hope it's a great success. Sounds a lot of fun. Sounds that everybody will enjoy this play. There's a lot of things for people to see, and hope you do really well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.